and nights, using all our resources, were unrelenting. We lost some of our best men in the process because we value the life of Mr. Kantner and that of the others who have fallen prey to this terrorist group. The death of hapless civilians like Mr. Kantner in the hands of these terrorists feed the resolve of your soldiers to hunt down all the perpetrators and bring them to the bar of justice. We express our heartfelt sympathies and condole sincerely with the family of Mr. Kantner for this loss. The AFP condemns in strongest terms this abominable act of ruthlessness, loath, and greed of this evil terrorist group. We commit to relentlessly pursue the ongoing all-out offensives to neutralize the perpetrators of this dastardly crime. There will be no let-up in our operations until we have rescued all the remaining kidnapped victims and we have negated the APO-SAYAP's capability to continue to fight government and perpetrate their terrorist activities. We have dedicated AFP units to continue to search for the remains of Mr. Kantner so that we can hand his remains over to his bereaved family and to afford him decent burial that he deserves. Now, allow me to give you updates about our all-out war against the New People's Army. As of this morning, February 28, 65 members of the New People's Army have already surrendered to the armed forces of the Philippines, most of which are citing hardships, family reasons, and hope for a better life outside of the organization. Most of these surrenderers have already expressed that they have been disillusioned over how the New People's Army has relegated into banditry. Yesterday, February 27, 13 New People's Army members, including two minors, surrendered to the AFP in separate occasions in Davao Oriental and Davao Occidental. A certain alias Dongkoy, 17-year-old of Barangay Binondo, Baganga, Davao Oriental town of Davao Oriental, voluntarily surrendered to the 67th Infantry Battalion after spending more than 15 months with the New People's Army. He joined the communist group on August 9, 2015 and left on December 5, 2016 with the help of their barangay chairman. The same day, an alias Cecil, 17-year-old, and 11 other NPA rebels surrendered to the 73rd Infantry Battalion in Davao Oriental. They also voluntarily surrendered with the help of local barangay executives of Datal Angas in Manuel Peralta, Malita Town. Cecil is a regular member of the NPA along with two others identified as Rowena Salda and Lester Monpon. The other 9 are known members of Unit Militia ng Bayan of the New People's Army. These recent surrenders show that the rampant recruitment of minors by the NPA can be further confirmed. This clearly violates existing conventions on human rights and international humanitarian law. They also manifest the hardship that this former NPA had to go through trying to evade the hands of the law. And we welcome them back to the folds of government and to mainstream society to reintegrate them once more and make them productive members of our community. We would like to report to you the latest NPA atrocities. So far, we have received reports that lawless members, NPA rebels or NPA terrorist group attacked a site for a new hydroelectric power plant and a pineapple plantation in separate incidents on Saturday, February 25. According to witnesses, the NPA fired several warning shots and laid some improvised explosive devices inside the compound of Pulanay Hydroelectric Power Plant in Valencia City in Bukidnon. Also, another NPA unit burned down 2 trucks and one trailer owned by the Davao Agri-Venture Corporation, a pineapple plantation in Quezon Town, also in Bukidnon. The AFP condemns these new NPA attacks on private businesses that provide livelihood and promote development for our people and their community. The NPA's violent nature and this action hamper economic growth and retard the development in these communities where our people used to belong to. By attacking powerless business and individuals, the NPA has shown their diminishing capability and lack of interest in truly addressing the root causes of poverty. Our latest operation conducted, you have heard probably about this in Lian, Batangas. On 27 February, 3 o'clock in the morning, according to Colonel Arnulfo Marcelo Burgos, the commander of 202nd Brigade, his men encountered more or less 15 members of the New People's Army. And the troops responded at the site due to the reported presence of armed men conducting extortion activities in Barangay Lumanyag in Lian, Batangas. The encounter resulted to one enemy killed, and the troops have recovered from the encounter site one M16 rifle, one M14 rifle, and one Garand rifle. So far, the Armed Forces has conducted 43 operations against the New People's Army. We're reckoning this from the period February 4, when the President has terminated the peace negotiations with the New People's Army. And with that number, we have an average of at least 2 encounters a day against the New People's Army. As a result of these operations, 16 NPA members were killed, 4 were wounded, and 17 were arrested. Likewise, we were able to recover 22 high-powered and low-powered firearms from the NPA, while 15, including IEDs, were voluntarily surrendered to us by the NPA. We have also received reports that there were groups who have expressed their desire for a localized ceasefire. We have heard the report from Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte, who welcomed this pronouncement or expression of the desire of the NPA to have a localized peace talk in her area. In Compostela Valley, we have received a report from Major General Rafael Valencia, who said that members of the NPA are also opting for a localized peace talks, and they are urging, or for that matter, the members of the local government are the ones brokering these localized peace talks. The same case is true in the Visayas. We heard from Major General Raul Farnacio, the division commander, that members of the New People's Army in his area of operation also signified their intention to go to a localized peace talks, and this is now being arranged by the local government. In Bondok Peninsula, provincial board members are the one catering to this particular desire of the New People's Army to go to attain success at the national level. What does these reports
Colonel Edgard Arevalo, Chief of the AFP Public Affairs Office, saying the Armed Forces of the Philippines condemns the beheading of German national and that they are hunting down all perpetrators to make sure that justice will be served. Arevalo stresses there is no let-up on their operations against terrorists. Discussing about the AFP's all-out war against the New People's Army, Arevalo mentioned 65 NPA members have surrendered because of hardships, family reasons and hope for better lives. Arevalo says they have received reports of proposed local ceasefire in some areas. Let's go back to that media briefing now.
Parating tumatakbo at nagtatago laban sa mga tumutugis na miyembro ng Armed Forces of the Philippines. Nakikita na rin natin na dumarami ang nagpapahayag na kagustuhan ng localized peace talks, samantalang ito sa panahon ngayon na nagkaroon ng paghinto o pagkaputol ng peace talks sa national level. So, saan mang grupo, tayo po ay nananawagan sa ating mga kababayan. We implore our citizens. Sana po hindi natin suportahan ang anumang kausa na nakabase na po sa pera. Ang New People's Army at ang Abu Sayyaf Group ay pareho pong nakabase ang kanilang mga hangaring sa pagkita ng pera. Ang Abu Sayyaf Group sa ransom at ang New People's Army naman po ay mula sa extortion money na kanilang nakukuha buhat sa mga mamamayan. Sa pamamagitan po ng inyong pagsuporta at pagtutulungan natin ng Armed Forces of the Philippines, atin pong bigyang daan ang ating mga kapatid sa New People's Army na nagugustong magbagong buhay at bumalik sa normal na pumumuhay. Wini-welcome po natin sila sapagkat sila ay kapwa natin Pilipino at meron din po silang karapatan na mabuhay ng normal kasama ang kanilang mga pamilya. That's why we encourage and we would like to welcome all those who have expressed their intent to do peace talks even at the localized level in order for us to gain success in this particular area. Ang ikatlong bagay po na gusto kong banggitin sa inyo ay ang napipintong Memorandum of Agreement signing ngayong hapon. I hope you will be there to cover it sa pagitan po ng Armed Forces of the Philippines at ang PDEA or Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency. Ngayon pong ikatlo ng hapon ang itinakdang oras para sa bagay na ito. Ang layon po nito ay magkaroon ng malinaw at detalyadong ugnayan ng dalawang ahensya nito ng pamahalaan upang maitaguyod natin ang ating laban sa pinagbabawal na gamot or illegal drugs. Your other questions may be answered during the MOA signing when General Anyo, the Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, and the Director General ng PDEA, si Director General Isidro La Peña, ang pipirma naman para sa PDEA ngayong hapon. Okay, sa ngayon, yun lang po ang gusto kong banggitin sa inyo and I'm ready to answer your questions if you have any. Yes.
Sir, nakakautantiya ba natin yung report sa mga
Video authentication is not part of our competency. Ang amin pong basihan ng aming pagsasabi that indeed ipinagpatuloy na po ito ay base sa reliable information natin na nakuha from our intelligence units and from the people on the ground. Yun po ang ating naging basihan. Sure.
Parang projection-wise, magkaiba, siyempre, hindi yung pinapalabas. Mga left-wing groups, massive yung campaign nila na puro panawagan sa AFP at pamahalaan at bumalik sa pamapayapaan. Sa part naman ng AFP, tuloy-tuloy yung reports na yung FPA ang nagugulo. They were the ones who broke the peace first. So, ano siguro yung masasabi ng COVID sa discrepancy na ito na?
Naunawaan po natin yan. Kung ikaw ay isang grupo na meron kang ipinaglalaban, meaning you are going against an organization or a group, we would understand kung yan ang kanilang pahayag. Subalit, araw-araw po, meron tayong mga ulat na ibinibigay sa inyo. We are backed with documents at mga bilang po namin ay pwede po namin maipakita sa inyo. Tungkol po dun sa sa claim na kami po, ang Armed Forces of the Philippines po, ang nagtalusira sa usapan. Malinaw po yan, napag-usapan na po natin yan several situations in the past, kung bakit po natin sinasabi na sila ang naging mitya at sila ang dapat sisihin kung hindi nagtagumpay ang peace negotiations na ito. Maaring ang isa pa nating basehan ay kung sino ang mas higit na mawawalan kung magkakaroon ng peace talks. Kung magkakaroon ng peace talks at magtatagumpay ang peace negotiations at magkakaroon ng pangmatagalang kapayapaan, ang pinanggagalingan po ng lifeblood ng New People's Army, which is extortion money from hapless businessmen and citizens, ay mawawala. Samantalang ang armed forces po, whether may peace talks or wala, sila po ay mayroong pang-araw-araw na hanap buhay. Ikalawa, kung sa larangan din lamang po ng kagustuhan na magtagumpay ang peace talks, ang inyo pong Armed Forces of the Philippines ang masasabi nating pangunahin na. Napakarami na pong itinaya ng inyong armed forces hinggil sa bagay na ito. Lampas 4 na dekada na po ang nagiging labanan sa pagitan ng Armed Forces of the Philippines at ang New People's Army. Kung meron mong naghahangad na ito ay matupad at ito ay mabigyan ng katuparan, ito po ay ang Armed Forces of the Philippines. Sapagkat marami pong pwedeng gawin ng inyong Armed Forces kung maihinto na po ang internal security operations. We can focus on a lot of things that your armed forces is supposed to be doing, like external defense operations, humanitarian assistance and disaster response. Nandiyan na rin po ang ating paglaban sa terorismo, ang paglaban sa illegal drugs, at ang pagiging partner ng inyong armed forces sa nation building sa ating pamahalaan. Napakarami pong pwede nating mag-gain. That's why gano'n lang po ang hangarin ng inyong armed forces. Maging ang pagpapalaya po ng sinasabing mga nadakip natin na pangunahin at matataas na leader ng New People's Army na pinagbuwisan po natin ng buhay bago natin mahuli. Ito po ay sinang-ayunan natin at atin pong sinuportahan ang desisyon ng ating mahal na Pangulo, President Rodrigo Duterte. Lahat pong ito ay pagpapatunay na ang may kagustuhan na matuloy at magtagumpay ang peace process at ang peace negotiation towards a long and lasting peace para sa ating mga kababayan ay ang inyong armed forces.
Follow up ko lang doon.
Sure.
Kung ang perspective ng armed forces, ayaw ng NPA na magkaroon ng panghap ng kapayapaan kasi wala looming negotiation. Pero why are they now calling for the resumption?
Ang AFP po, you mean ang AFP calling for the resumption of the peace talks? Yung kabila. Ang sabi po natin, ang nakikita natin, hindi coordinated ang kanilang aksyon. Hindi pare-pareho ang kanilang paninindigan. Nakita na po natin ito nung umiiral pa lang ang ceasefire. Habang binabanggit ng national leadership ng CPP, NPA, NDF na gusto nilang ipagpatuloy ang usapang pangkapayapaan, ang kanila namang commander sa ground ay nang-ambush at pumapatay at patuloy na nanununog ng mga farm implements, ng mga public conveyances. Nagtiwalag po sila sa peace talk. Sinabi nila they're already lifting their declaration of unilateral ceasefire while the leadership of the NDF under Mr. Agkawili was saying na tuloy pa rin kami. Habang nakikipag-usap, ibig sabihin po nito, hindi pare-pareho ang kanilang paninindigan. Habang sinasabi nila na patuloy na lang natin ang paglalabanan, meron namang grupo sa kanila ang nagsasabi na gusto na nila ng localized peace talks kung hindi mag-succeed ang peace talks sa national level. Ang pananaw po ng armed forces is not necessarily na ayaw ng kabuuan ng New People's Army. Ang pananaw po ng AFP ay marami na sa kanilang grupo ang unti-unting nagsasalita at nagbo-voice out ng kanilang damdamin na gusto na nilang makipag-usap sa pamahalaan kahit on a localized level. Yun po ang sinasabi nating lumilinaw dito. Kung marami ang nagsabi sa national leadership, ayaw na nila ng usapang pangkapayapaan, subalit yung mga nasa sa ground, na ang iba po ay gusto na talaga ng localized peace talks, they are now resorting to localized peace talks. Kung meron pa pong ilang grupo na gusto pa rin magpatuloy ng kanilang pakikipaglaban, even sa ground, then ito po ang magmumulat sa kanila marahil na marami na sa kanilang hanay ang sumusuko, marami na nagpapahayag ng pagsuko, at marami nang naggumugusto na kahit sa localized peace talks.
President,
David.
you were saying earlier, sa national level, hindi na coordinated yung kanilang sinasabi, sir. Some would want peace talks sa ground, nakikipaglaban. But you're saying also, base sa lumalabas ngayon, yung iba sa ground want localized peace talks. Tapos, how's that, sir? Parang siguro clarification on that. You were saying na some of the ground, sa ground, gusto magpag-awa, yung isa gusto ng localized peace talks.
Ang malinaw ay hindi sila coordinated sa kanilang gustong mangyari. Ang pinaliwanag ko kanina, earlier sa national level, nagsabi na tuloy pa rin sila. At nauna ang nasa ground, sinabi ni Mr. Madlos na nililift na nila ang kanilang unilateral ceasefire declaration. Samantalang yung nasa national, kaginoong Fred Agawili, sinabi niya hindi, nasa peace talks pa rin kami. So doon pa lang, makita natin na hindi na sila coordinated. Now, in the ground level, on the ground level, merong grupo na gusto pa rin ipagpatuloy ang pakikipaglaban. So balit meron na rin grupo on the ground na nagpahayag naman na gusto na nila ng peace talks even on the localized level. So that is the impression that we're now getting, and it's now getting obvious.
Sir, for purposes of transparency lang, you were reporting kanina the number of deaths and arrests.
Yes. Yes.
On the AFP side, I'm sure may mga casualties din tayo. Sir, have you
Yes, meron po.
tallied that, sir? As a result of this renewed operation?
Okay. Casualties on the government side, the AFP so far has recorded a total of 38 casualties. 8 were killed in action, while 30 were wounded in action. That's a total of 38.
February.
Since February? Yes, since February 4. Yun pa rin ang ating reckoning date. At yung karamihan sa wounded in action are due to improvised explosive devices that victimizes not only soldiers, but also potentially could victimize helpless unarmed civilians.
Sir, sa going back sa
Sure.
German naman, so what happens now, sir? Kasi this,
Okay.
it has been released na siya nga yung unang putusan. So, in terms of our operations, how does it impact our ongoing operations to pursue the manifest?
Sa ngayon, sabi natin, we value the life of Mr. Kantner, kaya nga nagpapatuloy ang ating operasyon day and night, even before the murder of Mr. Kantner. Ngayong nangyari ito, masakit na balitang ito sa kanya, ang ating paninindigan sa Armed Forces ay lalo namang pinatining at pinagtibay nito ang ating kagustuhan na supilin at lupigin ng bandidong grupo, ang teroristang grupo. Ang inyo pong Armed Forces ay hindi titigil, kagaya ng lagi po nating sinasabi, at nagtutuloy, nagpapatuloy at magpapatuloy ang ating operasyon. Kausap po natin kanina si Colonel Cirilito Subihana Jr., siya po ang commander ng Joint Task Force Sulu, at siya ay kasalukuyang nasa Forward Command Post, at siya mismo ang nag-aalam ng kinakandak nating operation. Meron po tayong grupo ng ating mga sundalo na siyang nagpapatuloy sa paghahanap sa bangkay ni Mr. Kantner, at nakafocus po tayo sa area ng Pindanan at Parang. The rest of our personnel are pursuing the information that we have with regard to their locations, and we will and we shall continue with our operations. I cannot just provide you the details and other matters that are of bearing on security, but that is as much as I can tell you. The recent encounter that we had with the Abu Sayyaf group was in 21 February, kung saan merong isang membro ng Abu Sayyaf na napatay at meron tayong nakuha na isang high-powered firearm. Kasama sa na-recover ay 7 improvised explosive devices. 4 na piraso dito ang 30-pounder at 3 piraso dito ang 3 kilograms. Yung 40-pounder are intended to
The
destroy...
AFP Public Affairs Office there saying the Armed Forces of the Philippines condemns the beheading of a German national and that there is no let-up on their operations against the terrorists. Discussing about the AFP's all-out war against the New People's Army, Arevalo mentioned 65 NPA members have already surrendered. Arevalo says they have received reports of proposed local ceasefire in some areas. AFP Chief of Staff Eduardo Año and PIDEA Director Isidro La Peña will sign a memorandum of agreement on anti-drug operations this afternoon. Again, that was the media briefing of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Keep it here on CNN Philippines to get the stories as they happen. I'm Nicolette Henson. He's on. Good afternoon.
Period or time frame with which we would like to degrade seriously the capability of the members of the Abu Sayyaf group. Okay.
May series of incidents, sir, no, may Alicia, si Bugay, may si Rawai, meron din yata Imelda, sir. Are these in any way related, sir, to the ongoing operations against
Ang information ko about si Bugay ay ito ay apparently this is a matter of the police. So I'd like to ask you to please approach or ask our counterpart from the Philippine National Police. But with regard to the incident in Sirawai, kung saan merong binapabalita kaninang umaga, February 28, na isang sundalo natin at isang kafgu ang namatay sa lugar na ito sapagkat sila ay binaril ng mga lawless elements. Ina-identify pa natin kung sinong grupo ito. Subalit ang mababanggit natin sa inyo, ang dalawang taong ito, member ng Armed Forces, ay nakasakay sa isang motorsiklo kung saan sila ay pinagbabaril habang sila ay nakalula sa sinasabing sasakyan. So we are now conducting a follow-up operation para dito upang mahuli natin ang perpetrator ng krimen nito.
Sir, parokan doon sa kidnapping na sa Robok, ano pang latest na yung si Robok pinatay?
Meron din nakarating sa akin na ganyang impormasyon, subalit wala pa akong malinaw na detalye hindi dyan. Allow us to validate that information and probably when already available, we will make appropriate pronouncements. Sa ngayon kasi ang focus ng ating armed forces is not on the releases side, but more on the conduct of our operation. Ang impormasyon na meron tayo ay pagkatapos ng isinagawa nating air operations sa lugar na yan, sinundan natin ito ng ating mga personnel on the ground. Ang masasabi natin ay we were able to regain one of their camps at we were able to take advantage of that strategic achievement upang sa ganun ay maneutralize natin ang kanilang capability to train and make bombs dito sa area na ito. Tinuturing natin isa sa kanilang mga stronghold. So sa ngayon, nagpapatuloy pa rin ang ating conduct ng operations, even sa Basilan at ganoon din sa Sudan.
Sir, update lang. Ilan pa yung kidnap victims sa talagang foreign?
Sa ngayon, ang kidnap victims na meron tayo na nasa kamay ng Abu Sayyaf Group ay totaling or number 32. Pito rito ang mamamayang Pilipino at 25 ang mga banyaga.
foreigners, 25?
Yes.
Ang sa atin, sir, yung breakdown ng nationalities.
Hindi ko mabanggit sa inyo lahat ng details ngayon, but I can work that out. Yung particular by country.
Hindi mo kasama dito yung kinalayan.
Hindi pa, sapagkat wala pa po tayong malinaw na information tungkol doon.
So,
Kaya,
kasama pa siya sa third?
yes, kung yung pong pangalan binabanggit na yun.
Si Cutler, sir, hindi nakasama.
Hindi na po, hindi na. Kasi that is 33, 726, ngayon po ay 725.
Yung kasama na yun, sir, yung Vietnamese na recently na
I will have to check that. Kung kasama na siya sa bilang.
Sir, ano yung effect sa yung pag-alis ni Estilon Capilon ng Basilan? May observable bang epekto dun sa galaw ng Abu Sayyaf?
Hindi natin readily masasabi kaagad kung mayroong epekto, but what we can tell you is that they are suffering setback sa ginagawa nating operasyon sa Central Mindanao. At nabalita naman natin na nasugatan severely si Estilon Capilon. So we are going to follow on this particular information and how it may bear on the operations of the Abu Sayyaf in Basilan. But what we can tell you about is yung situation nila doon na nangyari sa Central Mindanao, sa big setback para sa kanila that may impact on the leadership and operations of the Abu Sayyaf in Basilan.
Pero wala bang report na nakabalik ng Basilan sila?
Sa ngayon, wala pa, but we are monitoring that particular information.
Operation is the one that affected with, given the fact
The operation in
against the Abu Sayyaf. How would that play into with the fact that there are 25 foreigners in captivity, well, 7 Filipinos, so that's 32 pa sir na kami dahil hindi naman natin, siyempre we don't want to put their lives at danger and in the conduct of this operation.
we must admit that it's always a consideration para sa atin. As much as possible, we would like to minimize collateral damage. Mahalaga ang buhay ng isa, dalawa at ilan pa sa mga bihag ng Abu Sayyaf. That is why in our conduct of our operation, we have always been deliberate, surgical, focused, and determined. Intelligence-driven, if you may. Sapagkat sa klase na ng labanan ngayon sa Sulu, kung saan they already have splintered as expected to smaller groups at nagtatago na sila sa mga lugar na hindi na nila stronghold because we were able to get to their previous strongholds. Nakuha na natin ito, nabawi na natin ito. We are saying that they are on the run and while they were running, sinasabi natin, they become more vulnerable. That's why we need intelligence, good intelligence information. And this is where we were imploring our fellow Filipino citizens to cooperate and to help your armed forces in this particular regard. Ang operation natin ay kailangan natin isaalang-alang palagi ang while we are determined to neutralize the Abu Sayyaf group members, we are careful also not to unnecessarily endanger the lives of our kidnapped victims.
Pero yung daan po kami ang member ng Abu Sayyaf ngayon, hindi natin mautos.
Mahirap tayong magbigay ng exact number because ang sinasabi natin what makes it complicated ay yung number ng kanilang supporters at number ng kanilang mga sympathizers. Wala pa akong report. We will have to check that. You mean sa Basina, no? Let us check that one.
Sir, yung sa video, sabi niyo hindi kayo expert para malaman kung
Yes.
o hindi. Hindi ba kayo hindi ng tulong sa PNP to verify or hindi na paglalaan pa ng oras para malaman?
Just as it has been established by members of media, kahapon pa natin tinatanong sa atin and the basis was the video. So sabi natin, initially, we cannot base our conclusion from the video that circulated. However, sinasabi natin, nung una sinabi natin, gusto nating makuha yung katawan mismo upang wala na tayong iba pang speculations. But our reports from reliable sources on the ground indicate that indeed ginawa nila ang kanilang bantang pagpugot sa ulo ni Mr. Khan.
Sir, granting na may limitation sa constitution natin, sir, no? But itong incidents ng pagbihid, pagpatay, pagkidnap, hindi lang ng mga Pilipino, kundi mga foreigners, have been happening for the last two decades. Sir, considering na maraming mga foreigners, I don't know, as I pointed out, sir, may limitation sa constitution, nag-o-offer ba ng tulong mga ibang bansa para considering na hindi na ito ni-involve Filipinos na noon, but mga kababayan na rin nila, may mga nag-offer na ba ng tulong, pwera siguro sa US, sir, para magsugpo natin once and for all itong problema sa Samar?
Kung makikita natin ang kumbaga dalawang phases yung kidnapping for ransom operation ng Abu Sayyaf Group, nandun tayo sa side ng kidnapping at sa side ng custody at saka negotiation. Bago ko sagutin yan, siguro banggitin ko na rin na in the process, your armed forces has tried to identify the different participants in a kidnapping for ransom. Nandiyan na yung tinatawag natin spotter, nandiyan na yung tinatawag natin sila mismo yung magsasagawa ng kidnapping. Then there is somebody who will be the caretaker. Then meron din tayong tinasawag na negotiator. At yun ang mga bumubo. And then there could be financier. So yun ang mga nakikita natin na pwedeng bumubuo ng isang grupo na nagkakandak nito. So with regard to that particular part of kidnapping, the kidnapping side, ang Joint Task Force Tawi-Tawi under the leadership of Brigadier General Custodio Parcon Jr. at ang Joint Task Force Sulu, pinamumunuan ni Colonel Cirilito Subihana Jr., pareho silang awardee ng Medal of Valor, pareho silang member ng PMA Class 87, at dala silang nag-uusap, at ang kanilang agreement, as much as possible, kung saan nangyari ang kidnapping, dapat ma-control na, ma-stop na, ma-suppress na from that area bago pa man dalahin sa Sulu. Kumbaga, sa Tawi-Tawi area, kung saan nangyayari, for example, or areas outside of Sulu, kung saan nangyayaring kidnapping, that is the prevention side. Kung saan nangyayari, pag nandun na sa Sulu, then the address to combat operations is the curing side. So, ang ginagawa natin, as much as possible, meron tayong, kumbaga sa tulong, nagkaroon na tayo ng agreement with countries like Malaysia and Indonesia. Nagkaroon na tayo ng agreement upang sa ganun mas mapalakas natin ang pagpapatrolya sa ating mga hangganan. At ito ay nagkaroon na ng malinaw na pag-usap. Ang objective nito ay makapagtulungan tayo upang ma-prevent ang incidents of kidnapping. Nai-report ko sa inyo nung nagdaang ilang araw kung saan meron tayong mina-prevent ang inyong Philippine Navy, particularly ang Naval Forces Western Mindanao, under din sa Joint Task Force Tawi-Tawi, na isang barko na ayon sa report ay sinusundan ng 3 speedboats. With the prompt reporting and response by the Philippine Navy na nagpadala ng mga assets natin immediately sa lugar, nakita from our observation area na yung 3 speedboats na yon ay lumayo, tumakas buhat doon sa barkong kanilang sinusundan. So this to us means that we can, through appropriate monitoring and information sharing, pwede nating ma-prevent sa kidnapping side. So with regard sa tulong na tinatanong mo, yun ang sagot. And then of course, the sharing of intelligence information na pwede nating ibigay sa bawat isa para sa prevention side at sa curing side kung kinakailangan. Okay?
Can you comment dun sa yung confirmation, unang nag-confirm si Chief PNP pa kahapon based on intel reporting sa
kausap ko si Chief PNP kahapon and he was denying that he made the confirmation. Ang sabi lang niya, may report din siyang natanggap and the confirmation will be coming from the Armed Forces of the Philippines. So, he acceded to the fact that the AFP indeed has not given any confirmation yet until late last night when I sent to you the AFP statement on the eventual or the reported beheading of Mr. Khan.
Sir,
Yes. Yeah.
Sir, nangyari yung mga pumunta nung nakaraan at ginawa na naman nila ito. Gaano ba kalakas ang ating intelligence operations sa Sulu? Bakit hindi natin makuha sa sobrang daming sundalo natin doon?
Ang intelligence operation natin ay ginagamit pa rin natin at malaki pa rin ang naitutulong sa atin.
Was there a failure in that aspect?
There is no failure in intelligence. Patuloy ang ating gathering ng intelligence reports and information. Subalit, ang kabuuan ng operation natin against the Abu Sayyaf group ay isang komplikadong sitwasyon at hindi purely intelligence information lamang ang involved.
The President has said that may order siya sa military na tirahin na kahit kasama na yung stage. Bakit hindi na-implement?
We have made clarification on that statement already. We already said that the statement of the President has to be taken in its context, which shows his resolve in order to curb the incidence of kidnapping in that part of our country. we always would like to value, as I have established earlier, the lives of the kidnapped victims. Much as we would like to neutralize the Abu Sayyaf group, we also give due regard and value to the life of the kidnapped victims.
Sir,
Yes.
sa PIDEA naman, saka sa AFP, may mga signing. Kaya pa ba nila? Ang daming task ng AFP.
That's a very good question that can be answered later. But for me, sa ngayon, ang pwede kong sabihin, ang malinaw dito sa pirmahang ito ay ang AFP ay magiging bahagi at katulong ng PIDEA. I do not want to preempt the probable statement that they will be giving about this, but just to satisfy the question, kaya. Bakit? Sapagkat meron naman po tayong mga units na ating itatalaga on a case-by-case basis as situation arises. Hindi po mag-ooperate ang inyong armed forces of the Philippines na parang nag-implement sila ng Oplan to Camp. That is not going to be the concept of operation of the armed forces of the Philippines. We will be in support with the PIDEA. PIDEA will be the lead agency and the AFP will be the support agency. In areas, however, that there are well-organized drug syndicates, mga grupo na malalakas, may kakayahang lumaban at malalakas ang armas, this is where your armed force of the Philippines will be deploying warm bodies. We will be providing personnel and equipment. But for now, as it has been, ang ating immediate na tulong na naibibigay sa PIDEA are intelligence information.
Sir, so hindi kayo parang tulad ng PNP, ang dami napatay?
We are not, yung sasagutin ko lang yung tungkol sa role namin, hindi dun sa maraming napatay PNP. Ang sasagutin ko lang ay hindi po tayo magagawa ng operation kagaya ng Oplan to Camp. Ang ating pong gagampanan ay support role sa PIDEA, and if by any chance we will have a bigger participation in the operation, we assure the public that there will be no abuse, that your armed forces of the Philippines being deputized to assist PIDEA in drug enforcement and law enforcement of anti-drug laws, will be obeying and abiding by human rights and all the pertinent laws that bear on the suspects of committing illegal drugs violation. Okay? Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Magandang hapon.